Hi there, CJ Jenkins from Century 21 Cornerstone right here at Lake of the Pines in Auburn, California. Welcome to our show today, our Lake of the Pines Living Facebook site. We are going to be looking at some of the benefits of living on the golf course, whether you're a golfer or not. Now, this is a cool bear that you just saw at the beginning of our show because of the fact it was actually an oak tree. So the base of the bear, its feet right here, are actually part of the existing tree, as is the rest of the bear. What a clever way to handle a tree that's no longer part of the golf course, but now it has a new life as a bear at the Lake of the Pines golf course. One of the things that we have at Lake of the Pines is diversity. And I always say we have our diversity, especially in our housing. We have a beautiful stucco home here with a pool that looks out on the golf course. And then the house next door has been completely torn down and remodeled, and that is a new build. You can see some of the workmen equipment still there. It's still being finished. In fact, it is a family that owned a very large home at Lake of the Pines, and what they ended up doing is selling that home and living somewhere else for a while until this structure is actually finished. Then if we go straight ahead, we see an empty lot. That is a lot that I sold in the summertime, and that lot sold for $165,000. And the folks who bought it live in San Jose in the Bay Area, and they are coming in the next year to build their dream home on the golf course, and I think they're also planning on putting in a pool. Then next door we have that little yellowish tan house. That's what we call an original home at Lake of the Pines. And then if we pan over to the house next to them with the American flag, that is a remodeled home, well, almost a rebuilt home. And that stucco home there, I sold years ago for $760,000. Next door to it is a very new build. That bigger home there that looks like they're about ready to do some landscaping sold in the 900s. It's a large home with high ceilings. So here we are on the 9th hole of the Lake of the Pines golf course. Now, you might have remembered this from other shows. We actually have 19 holes on our golf course, not 18. And that reason is that we have two 9 holes. We have the 9th and we have the alternate 9th. The alternate 9th is there as a backup hole if the golf course is being remodeled. Let's say they're fixing hole number 6, then you would only have 17 holes to play. But because we have two 9th holes, then you would play every hole minus the 6th hole and play the alternate 9th hole, so you end up with 18 holes. Hope that math works out to you there, but it's supposed to. Okay, so let's walk down the golf path right here. Many of our natural trees at Lake of the Pines are oaks. In fact, we probably should be called Lake of the Oaks, not Lake of the Pines. Pine trees, we do have pines, but pine trees naturally grow at a little bit higher elevation. Our elevation at Lake of the Pines is 1,500, which means we are below the snow line and we're above the fog, which is that Sacramento fog that sits in the valley there, usually in the winter months. So right behind me, up on that hill, is the alternate ninth hole. So this is the regular ninth hole, and up the hill is the alternate ninth hole. We are seeing people playing on the alternate ninth because there are a few golf carts there. So one of the holes, for example, is being worked on today. So every home that you look at from the golf course looks different. But if you're buying a home on the golf course, which is desirable by most people, you have a different view from each different vantage point. This home right here, this small single-story home, which is about 1,400 square feet, is on the market today for $479,000. I had an opportunity to show it to some folks from Morgan Hill, and we looked at it on Saturday. And one of the things is that they have trees here, so they have a lot of shade in front of their house. Other lakefront homes don't have any trees. Everybody has a different view of the golf course because they would be looking through their trees right here. You can see that we have a lot of juniper from the days when people moved in and wanted to put a plant that was very low maintenance. And a lot of our folks are getting rid of the juniper plants also for fire safety because they're very combustible. But a very pretty view from the ninth hole. Now we're going to move on to a couple of more locations today to show you how the golf course can look completely different. Not just the golf course, but the views from people's homes of the golf course. I think we have the case of the missing golf ball. Yep, the women are looking in the stream for one of the players' golf balls. I don't know what you do when you can't find the golf ball, if you just pick up where you think it went. We are now on Greenbrier, which is one of the streets at Lake of the Pines, and the other side is Lakeshore South. Now the golf course is in between our streets, and it's just very lovely because imagine it's August or September and it's 95 degrees and it's hot. You will always have a beautiful green golf course to look at right out your windows. And the nice thing about it is you don't have to mow it, you don't have to water it. It's something that the association takes care of. So enjoying the views of the golf course, whether you're a golfer or not, definitely is one of the pluses of living at Lake of the Pines. Okay, we are going to head on over to another site to show you a different view of the Lake of the Pines golf course. Stay tuned. Hi guys, CJ again. We are now on visiting a home on Torrey Pines. And Torrey Pines has some of the golf course homes, and on the other side of Torrey Pines on this particular shot is Lakeshore North. Now, this part of Torrey Pines right now will get the afternoon sun in the windows, and so this particular side of the golf course will be the sunny side in the afternoon. We are at the 17th fairway, so we're not too far from the finish, which is by the clubhouse. Now, one of the really nice things about living on the golf course is that that path that you see there is a great path for you to walk on. Now, you can walk on the golf course, but are you afraid of golf balls? Yes, you should be. So the walk on the golf course time changes throughout the year. In the summertime, in the week, you have to be off the golf course when the golfers start, and that will be at 8 o'clock in the Monday through Friday. On the weekend in the summertime, you need to be off the golf course at 7 o'clock. So people get up early in the summertime anyway to get their exercise in before it gets hot in August and September. So you're up, you get to walk this beautiful green lawn, this golf course, and you can bring your dogs with you, but they do need to be on leash. Now, lots and lots of people walk their dogs on the golf course, either in the morning or during sunset. So what is sunset? Well, sunset could be at 5:30 at night in the wintertime, but 8:30 in the summertime. So you could be walking your dog on this beautiful course all the way around. And the around part of the golf course is, if you were to walk the golf course path, you would be doing 5.5 miles. And since we live in the Sierra foothills, I'll tell you, those hills give you a good workout. One of the nice things about the golf course is there are places for you to pick up pooper bags and places for you to deposit those pooper bags too. So it's a perfect spot to share the golf course with the golfers. Now in the winter time, I was just running this course a few days ago, and I can be on the golf course until 9:45 in the morning because the golfers take off at 10 o'clock in the morning because of the weather being different. So here we have another carved bear, which was once an oak tree that was ready to be pulled down. And I love this bear, and I love the way it's creative that you have been able to save a tree. I mean, the tree is gone, but to use that part of the tree and turn it into something useful, beautiful, and also very natural. Some people think that the second one is a baby bear, but it isn't. It's a raccoon. So here's the smaller tree that's been carved as a raccoon. Now we are known for decorating some of these guys on the holidays. They get Santa hats. Sometimes at Easter you can find some Easter eggs at the bottom of these trunks right here. And they're just a fond little creature for us to enjoy. Now I've just sold a house here on the golf course. It was a single-story home, about 1,800 square feet. It just closed escrow around $600,000. And the nice thing about this particular location of this house, we're going to walk over to that yard now, is that it has a number of trees between the house, the trees, and then the golf course. So those trees, when the leaves come on in the summertime, are going to be able to filter some of the sun that's going to come into the backyard and into the home. I want to show you now the classic question that people ask when they look at golf course homes. They say, well, where do I know that my property ends? Where does the golf course start and where does my property end? Well, it doesn't mean that it ends right where the path is, because this buffer right here is part of what the association takes care of. So how we know when a golf course property ends is these white posts that are usually at the corners. And here we go. This is the corner of this property. This property ends here. So you have to take care of everything on this side of the yard, which this yard in particular is very low maintenance. And then the association takes care of everything else, whether it's the golf course, the path, and the buffer area here of grass. It gets mowed by the association, watered by the association, and maintained by the association. There's one more thing I'd like to show you. This is not uncommon. Not that anybody who doesn't know the community will notice unless their local realtor knows about some of the practices of people who live on the golf course. This is a path right here that's designed for your golf cart to be able to travel from where you store it underneath your deck and bring it down here, and you can go straight onto the course. And driving the golf course at night is fun too. Many years ago, we would borrow my mom and dad's golf cart, and we would load a bunch of people up on it, probably against the rules, and we would go to the clubhouse and have a nice evening of dancing and dinner. And then driving home on the golf cart in the dark, well, let's just say in the summertime, that's when the sprinklers come on. And we would get caught in the sprinklers and we would giggle and laugh and have a great time dodging the sprinklers as we were driving back home to Mom and Dad's house. Now, again, I'd like to let you know that the memberships in the golf community here are they are selective. You can select to be part of the golf course group who plays at Lake of the Pines. Not everybody who lives here is a golfer. We have niners and we have 18ers that play at Lake of the Pines. There's a women's group of niners and a men's group of niners. And then so they play 9 holes. And then there's the 18 group, 18ers, which plays the full golf course. And those fees are available if you give me a call. Call CJ at 906-4715, and my area code is 530. I'd be happy to give you those fees for if you want unlimited golf or if you want to pay to play. I always get that mixed up. And sometimes if you're new here, you might just want to not get a full membership because you're still moving in and learning your new community, and maybe you're working still and you just want to play twice a week. So that might be the more affordable way for you to be able to be enjoying the benefits of playing golf here at Lake of the Pines. Now, just for you to know that this community here is very supportive of the golf course. And we've had a couple of our holes completely redesigned and redone. And they've been very, very beautifully presented for the golf course. So golf is big at Lake of the Pines. And you can rent a golf cart at the pro shop, or you could have your own golf cart yourself. And most people, whether they're golfers or not, like to own, like to own golf carts here at Lake of the Pines because it's so much fun to drive around in your golf cart instead of in a car. In the summertime, it's nice and breezy. And you can also go garage sailing on Saturday mornings in your golf cart, which is a great way to enjoy the community too. So anyway, thank you so much for being part of Lake of the Pines Living. Remember, having a local agent who knows sun position, where the golf balls land is a good key here, to understand how the community enjoys the golf course, whether you're a golfer or not. All those facts are important. So give me a call if you'd like to talk golf at Lake of the Pines or living on the golf course at Lake of the Pines. Again, 530-906-4715. Thank you so much for joining us today at Lake of the Pines Living. Have a happy day.